Hey there everybody, future voice actor here again, and I've got a special entry for my Blue Cliff reviews today. We've got Generation 1 Sandstorm.
Triple Changer Sandstorm transforms from Dune Buggy to copter to robot.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to give him a makeover that he so desperately needs. I got this figure off of eBay, so he is going to be a little scraggly. I think it adds to the charm, but I think it's something that I think he really needs. So let's take a look. From the side view and the back, there's not really much to see. All the action's up front, and it just looks really battered. But his joints work great, and you can still hear a good clicking when you put his wheels back. The toes are kind of bleh, but this is nothing that can't be fixed. So without further ado, let's see what happens. And welcome to Blue Cliff Reviews. We're going to get started by looking at his helicopter mode. And it's very orange, it's very black, it's got blue, and it's got charm. It's got these really cool markings that kind of remind me of a community center running track for some reason. He's got these very floppy blades for the rotor, but this was the 1980s. You had to use your imagination. All in all, like I said, the decals are scraggy, but the figure itself is pretty solid. It still hooks up pretty well, and it resembles what it's supposed to resemble. Unlike with Generation 1 Broadside, Jerry Hauser here, IMDb it if you don't know who that is. But anyway, we're going to see what he looks like after I give him the decals for this vehicle mode. And here's Sandstorm's helicopter mode after. First thing you're probably seeing are the new decals on the front for the exterior windows, along with a really good Autobot symbol right there. You still see the cool etchings right there for the front of the vehicle. And also right here, you've got some new paneling decals on the side right here, both on this side and this side. Nice matching set. There's a really nice golden sheen to it. Some of the other vehicles, they'll definitely carry over, and you'll see part of it. But also in this mode, you can also see the claws. Apart from that, not much is different. You got the engine block on the bottom and the panel at the bottom. But he cleans up really well. Plus the rotors are in really good shape. I really don't have anything to complain about this mode of this figure. So here's Sandstorm in his helicopter mode after. As we look in Sandstorm in vehicle mode, you can tell that a lot what we're going to be seeing is in his Dune Buggy mode. Look at some of these decals here. They're really worn out, especially the ones at the engine block. On the sides here, some of the silver chrome is worn out. I'm going to use a Sharpie on that. The windshield and the mesh are some of the more problematic areas, and the panel up top. But apart from that, I love the heat rub symbol here. It works like a charm. It's like a mood ring, and I like the turbo engine that Sandstorm's head turns into while he's in this mode. So here's Sandstorm in Dune Buggy mode before and after. And looking at this guy, he's really cleaned up very well. The engine block, the panel up top, and the windshield and the mesh windows, they look brand spanking new. I mean, you'd be forgiven for thinking that this was actually a newer figure. I mean, apart from the toes, it's pretty much obvious that he's not new. He's just given a new lease on life. Look at those claws. Front and back right there. He looks like a comic book villain. Again, he looks really, really crisp, and I plan to do something with his feet with enamel paint. That'll make a little bit of a difference, but, it's not a deal breaker with this figure. It's just really awesome. Panels flip up really good, and he rolls really well. I think it's this mode where he shines the most. Again, here's what he looks like in Dune Buggy mode after. I got this figure off of eBay, and it's really awesome. I'm getting closer to completing my collection of triple changers, and hopefully soon my collection of the wreckers. Here we've got Sandstorm, who was played by Jerry Hauser in Transformers, who was also Sci-Fi in G.I. Joe, and was the grown-up Bam Bam in the Flintstones franchise. Looking at his decals, he's been through a lot of wear and tear, which means his previous owner must have had a lot of fun with him. And I really hope that the decals that I give to him will bring the spark back into him. The only other thing that I would need to change would be if I can use an enamel paint on his metal feet. If not, that's the cost of war. Once again, here's Sandstorm in robot mode before. And here's Sandstorm in robot mode after. Now, I gave him some accoutrements from some of his other fellow Autobots. Generation 1 Blur's shield and Generation 1 Hot Rod's pistol. These were the only things I had that would fit a 3mm. But, I mean, look at this guy. Let's get him in the light. He shimmers. He sparkles. He slices. He dices. He makes mounds and mounds of coleslaw and a nice deli sandwich. Here's another decal that I failed to mention earlier. It looks like it's a hatch. But it looks brand spanking new, and so does the rest of him. There's a little wear on the wheels and the silver parts and the chrome. And let's take a look at the copyright date here. 1986. I love that year. The Hassenfield Brothers logo. I mean, he doesn't look like his counterpart in the cartoon, at least as far as the face goes. He looks more like Punch or Sure Shot. But you know, that's part of the charm. Not all the figures were meant to look like their cartoon counterparts. Nice comparison. Generation 1 reissue Bumblebee. I really love this one, where he's got the accurate looking face. Generation 1 Optimus Prime. Beautiful specimen right there. And on the Decepticon side of things, here he is with fellow triple changer Astro Train, aka Jack Angel. And coming in on the right, we've got Transformers Earthrise Rot, courtesy of Toyhax. Now, this is just between you and me. Despite that really awesome looking Generation 2 Decepticon symbol, Rot is actually an Autobot double agent. Why else do you think he looks like Ironworks so much? Well, that's just my world. So on the Blue Cliff scale, as far as Sandstorm is concerned, aka Jerry Hauser, I would have to give him an 8.9. He didn't come with his original accessory, and you know, there's only so much mobility that he has. That's still extremely high. He's timeless. That's all I have to say, is these figures are timeless. And it's wonderful to experience a part of my childhood that I never actually had, considering I was only old enough to play not even with Duplo at the time. Anyway, that's it for this video. This is Future Voice Actor signing out, and please check out my other videos and like and subscribe. Thank you and stay safe.